What is up, bros and broettes? I am Inkslasher, and over the past week, I've been playing Call of Duty WW2 like there is no tomorrow. And the main reason for it is I want to find the best tips and tricks to make you guys better at the game. And today, what we're going to be focusing on is what I believe to be the top 5 weapons in the game. Now, I don't have all of the in-game stats yet. I should have them very, very soon, but as of right now, I don't have them. So this is completely based on the way I feel that these weapons work and some in-game testing that I did as well. So as always, when I make one of these lists, part of it does come down to personal opinion. Some of this is just going to be the weapons that I prefer, and if you disagree with me, you are more than welcome to. Just feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, if you do enjoy the video and find it informative, it would be great if you could hit that like button. But without further ado, let's get into talking about what I believe are the top 5 weapons in Call of Duty WW2. So before we actually look at the top 5, I wanted to give you 2 other weapons that I think are really good, but I didn't put on the list. The first of which is probably going to surprise you. It's the FG42. And you may be thinking, how the hell is this not on the list? I've heard a ton of other YouTubers talking about how great this weapon is. Well, I have a couple reasons why I don't believe it's in the top 5 weapons. The first of which is the fire rate. It has a pretty damn slow fire rate at around 500 RPM. However, on the other side of things, it's almost always going to be a 3-bullet kill, which is an amazing, amazing stat. However, the reason why I didn't put it on the top 5 list is because if you don't have really good aim, you're not going to excel with this weapon. The reason being, if you miss just one bullet with this weapon, the time to kill drops massively, and it's because of that really low fire rate. And I find that most of the weapons that really excel in this games are the one with really fast fire rates, as you're going to see by the top 5 list. And that's why I didn't quite put it on the list. Don't get me wrong, it is a really good weapon and can even have a better time to kill than some of the weapons on this list. However, I just kind of find it quite less inconsistent than some of the other weapons on this list. But like I said, if you disagree with me, think it's the best weapon in the game, feel free to let me know down in the comments. And the second honorable mention is the Lewis. This is an LMG, and the only reason why it's an honorable mention and not on the list is because it's an LMG. This weapon has a pretty damn good time to kill, very low recoil. However, all of the other stats kind of suck. The reload speed, the aim down sights time, the sprint out time just can't compare with SMGs and assault rifles in the game. It does have a slightly larger clip at 40 rounds. However, I don't think that makes up for a slower reload, slower aim down sight speed. And if they're gonna make the LMGs competitive with the other weapons in the game, I think the one thing that they really need to improve on them is the magazine size. If you look at other Call of Duty games, you have magazine size between 50 and 75 rounds, and in this game, they're mainly between 40 and 30 rounds, which is really low for LMGs, and that's why it's not on the top 5 list. But let's actually get into the top 5. Now, coming in at number 5, this is probably the one that's going to get the most arguments down in the comments, but it is the STG. Now, a lot of people are going to say that this one could be replaced by the FG42, and you're 100% right. Both of those assault rifles are very good and competitive for the top 5 weapons in the game, but why do I put the STG-44 above the FG? The main reason is the fire rate. The STG has a much faster fire rate. That being said, it has more recoil. However, if you put a grip onto the STG, it is godly. There is very, very low recoil when you put a grip on there, and it's very manageable. Plus, on top of that, if you put rapid fire on the STG, it gets amazing. That is the sole reason why I believe it beats out the FG. And the reason why I say this is so much better on the STG than the FG is because of the way rapid fire works. Rapid fire increases your rate of fire by a percentage. In Black Ops 3, it was 10%. I'm not 100% sure what the exact percent is, but it's right around there in this game as well. Therefore, if you are working on a gun with already a higher fire rate, it's going to increase that fire rate more than a weapon with a lower fire rate. And because the grip also reduces the recoil so much on the STG, all of a sudden, if you put both of those onto the same weapon, the weapon becomes absolutely amazing and actually has a better time to kill in a lot of the cases than the FG42. That is why I put it on the list. Let me know what you think down in the comments. But moving on to number 4. So number 4 really shouldn't be a surprise. It's the PPSH. Now, this weapon I don't believe is the best SMG in the game. but it's damn good. One of the main reasons why it is so good, it has very low recoil with an extremely fast fire rate. That, on top of having a very large magazine, just makes for a very good SMG. The one thing I will say, though, is it's not quite as good as it was in the beta of the game. There's a little bit more recoil, and I think they may have decreased the fire rate just a little bit, but I don't have any proof of that. That's just based on feel. That being said, though, I think the reason why this SMG does as well as it does is because of the fact that it has low recoil and a large magazine, making it do well even at mid to long range for an SMG. Now, coming in at number 3, we've got the Enfield, and this one may be a surprise that I'm putting a sniper on this list, but this weapon is actually really good, and there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, the sniper rifle that a lot of people are comparing this to is the M1903, aka the Springfield, and the reason for that is because the M1903 is going to get a 1-bullet kill more frequently than the Enfield. The only problem between the two is that the Enfield has aim assist, the M1903 does not. On top of that, when you scope in with the M1903, it increases your sensitivity, whereas the Enfield stays relatively the same. Those are the big two differences, and because of that, the Enfield as a sniper rifle is just a lot easier to use. Will you get more hit markers with it? Yes, absolutely. That being said, it's really easy to quick scope with it. It's really easy to hard scope with it. It's just an easy sniper rifle to use all in all, and that's why I'm putting it on the list. I would say out of the past 4 Call of Duty games, this is the easiest sniper rifle to use. That being said, though, once I have the actual hard in-game stats, I'll be doing a versus episode with the Enfield and the M1903 within the next couple of weeks. By then, we'll really be able to see which of these two snipers is the better sniper. At number 2, the only reason why you disagree with this weapon is if you haven't used it, and it's the MP40. So a lot of you may not have used this weapon because to get this weapon you have to prestige the Airborne division. Now, the first time I used this weapon, I really didn't like it. But the more I used it, got used to the recoil, and played with it more, this weapon is an absolute beast. And there's a couple of reasons for it. The main reason, though, is its fire rate. The fire rate on this SMG is absolutely amazing. Plus, it has next to no recoil. I would even go as far as to say that this weapon has even less recoil than the PPSH. The one thing I will say with this weapon is it does not do well at long range. That being said, at short to mid-range, it kills absolutely everything so damn fast. Another huge tip I can give you guys is as soon as I put rapid fire on this weapon, I started doing a lot better with it. Like I said earlier, I don't know the exact stats and how much it improves the rate of fire, but it felt like this weapon did so much better once I had it on. Once again, I would suggest using the grip with rapid fire, maybe some sort of optical attachments, as I really don't love the iron sights on this weapon. But, like I said, just give it a shot with rapid fire and let me know what you think. Now, coming in at number 1, this is without a shadow of a doubt, it is not even close, this goes out to the BAR. Now, a lot of you may not have used this weapon as you unlock it at level 52. That being said, though, once you prestige, I highly recommend you use your unlock token on this weapon so you can use it at any time. That being said, though, I have a really strong feeling that this weapon may get nerfed in the near to distant future, just because of how much better it is than a lot of the weapons in this game. This weapon absolutely shreds, and the only downside to it is that it has a small magazine at 20 rounds, which can be fixed with extended mags. That being said, though, everything else, the recoil, the damage is a 3 to a 4 bullet kill, the extremely fast fire rate for the assault rifles in this game, it's just all around a very good weapon. The only other problem it has is it does have a small amount more idle sway than other assault rifles in the game. That being said, once you get used to it, this weapon absolutely shreds. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you may agree with me, you may disagree with me, but I would love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments below. Leave me a list of what your 5 favorite weapons are, and I would really appreciate it if you enjoyed the video, if you could hit that like button. It really does help me out, and I really do appreciate it. Also, if you like what you see, I've got plenty more Call of Duty World War II tips and tricks coming throughout the rest of this week and the rest of this year. So if that sounds interesting to you, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, guys, peace out.